Hello, it's Lock Noob, and I have here a a pack of Secure Pro lockpicks from Amazon. They cost me £3.80 delivered. So, as far as I can tell, these are the cheapest lockpicks on Amazon. They might be cheaper. You'll have to put something in the comments. So I haven't actually opened this yet. Let's have a look, so we see what we get. So, okay, first thing is, you're going to need a case of some kind. This won't last very long. It's just something to hold them together, I think, in the post. So before we go through and see what we actually have, I just want to pick this out, because when you first start lockpicking, you see these in a lot of Chinese kits. If you look at this, it's at a bit of an angle, bent upwards. See if I can bend it down. This is a dimple lock rake. If you look at the height of those bumps there, and the way that this sort of is made, you can just throw that away, really. You're never going to use that. Bye-bye. Right, let's get on to the more interesting things then. What else do we have in here? Tension wrenches. So it comes with two. Not too bad. This kind of type of Z wrench or Z wrench can be used in a number of different locks. Usually get these with cheap Chinese dimple pick kits, like the Goso dimple pick kit. It does work though. I've got a Master Lock 3 here, which is wide enough to take a wrench like that, and that would go down here. If you use the other end like this, that would probably take up, if you could get it in at all, take up so much of the keyway. It's borderline useless, but can be used in some locks and some dimple locks. So this isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And you know, it's definitely usable. What else do we have? We have a twisted, not quite straight, but not too bad, twisted metal standard sort of L wrench. Finishing on it is okay, actually. It's not bad considering how, this is less than £4 worth of kit here, by the way. So, I'm judging it on those merits. And if you just look at the tip here, it's a bit sharp. See if I can get that to focus. It's a bit sharp, isn't it? But again, the edges are relatively round. I mean, it's hard to really complain about that, and it fits nicely. Let's have a look at some of these locks. It fits okay in the master lock. I mean, it takes up a bit of room, admittedly, in there, but you could probably pick that depending on the key bitting. I've got a Squire LN4 here. It could fit in there too. Just going up to, let's get this beautiful Vero Panzer. Turn the other way up. There we go. Get it in focus for you, and that would fit down in here as well. So I think it's but actually that's a bit of a tight fit. Would the Z wrench get in there? I think it actually. Oh no, it's because the anti-drill plate was in the way. I think I'll probably get it in if I. No, a bit tight for that. So okay, so clearly, if you were going to take up your lock picking a bit more seriously and not go for sort of wide open keyway padlocks, you'd probably want more than one twisted L wrench. But the quality of it isn't too bad. I'll give it that. I could use that. Okay, so what else do we have? Well, we've got this is, it's like a hollow half diamond, but if you look carefully here, see if I can get a bit of focus on there for you. There we go. Can you see that it's actually got a little notch in there? This is useful because what you end up doing is you end up riding on top of a pin, and you feel it grip. So I think because of the angle of this, okay, that isn't so bad. You could probably use it as a rake, and also sort of as a half diamond. What you might want to do though is if you filed it off here like that, that would be very similar to the Sparrow High Reach, which is a hook with a little groove in the end. So that isn't bad actually. I could use that. So I'm just going to put that there. other than that, let's see if I can. Let's see what else we have here. Ah, actually, look, this is a version of the a high reach there, so you can see there's a little groove. Let's pull that up here, turn it upside down, and do that. Oh yeah, look, these are very, very eerily similar. Apart from the shaft length there, you know, you can see that this is more just an extension, a diamond version of this. Both would allow you to get on top of a pin. Just while I'm thinking about it, actually, let's have a look at the actual metal quality. I mean, it isn't particularly strong. I can already feel it's a little bit bendy. But it's also not too bad. And you know, it's nothing saying, hey, I'm not even worth £3.80 yet. In terms of the actual finish, you can see that it's been punched out. It might need a little bit of a polish. Word of warning: I don't know if this is actually stainless steel or just some like nickel plating or something on these picks. So if you were going to polish these up, you might end up kind of getting rusty picks. I don't know. So just be careful with that. So that's sort of a high reach. Another thing to say on these is you actually have numbers. So this is a number 2. Let's line them up here. That's a 4. That's a 1. See if they actually equate to anything. That's a 5. And that's a 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 hooks there. Let's have a look at them in a bit closer detail. Try and keep them in order. And see what we've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. Put that on the white background. What can I see? Well, do you know what? I'm really, 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 really pleased with how thin these shafts are. I mean, that isn't bad, especially number 1, which is sort of a shallow hook. Number 2's a little thicker. Number 3's again quite shallow. In fact, number 1, number 3 look quite similar. Not exactly, but quite similar. Maybe number 1 is slightly higher angled. It is if you look just slightly higher angled, but you know, not talking a huge difference there. 4 and 5 seem to be at least more than 1 and 3. A graduation in size. There you go. So again, if I compare 5 to say the 1, hopefully you'll see 1's on top. You'll see that you know, 5 is a lot deeper hook. Which leaves us number 4, which seems to be, compare that to number 1. It's maybe slightly shallower angled, but number 4's on top. But again, it's a longer, more sweeping curve. So it's a good range. I have to say, you know, none of them are particularly deep. 5 is the deepest. They'll be really good fun. I say good fun, but you know, you get what I mean. Is to compare it to the SouthOrd C2010 equivalents. So if I turn these round like that, so you can still see them, and I get the picks from my SouthOrd set, as long as I don't throw them across the desk. These aren't numbered, but I shall try to put them in some form of vague order of hookiness. I think those two are the same. I actually got spare ones, so I'll just do that. And again, you can see that the SouthOrd maybe has a deeper gonzo postal hook there, and some of these have a slightly steeper angle on, like the second one you can see. This is what I call like a standard hook, and this is a short hook. Let's have a look at the standard hook and the short hook in comparison to some of these here. So let's try and find the one which I think resembles more the short hook. So this one here, let's put them close together. So this is SouthOrd C2010 short hook. I think you'll find that apart from the slight length in shaft there, I mean that's pretty close in every way. Turn it this way up, let's have a look at the thickness of the metal. So okay, we're looking at a bit thicker for the Secure Pro, but certainly usable. Probably about 25 thousandths or so. I haven't got a way to measure that, but you know, from eye compared to the C2010, it's not too bad. Okay, so let's have a look at the. Let's try and find an equivalent for this. This might be similar to the number 2 or number. Okay, this is more like a standard hook. This is the Secure Pro number 1. And again, you can see that, you know, that's a very, very, very usable profile, isn't it? And you know, in terms, like I said, the thickness, these are definitely usable in a Euro style keyway. The last pick that's available, and I'll compare it again to the SouthOrd, is a sort of half diamond. This is actually a bit disappointing because this is a small half diamond on the SouthOrd C2010 kit, and this is the number 6 small sort of ish half diamond. But that's recoverable, actually, I'd say. Again, I don't know if it is stainless steel or some form of non-corroding steel. But if it is, if I put my thumb there, like that, you could see that you could probably get rid of half of that and still make a little half diamond. You might want to just thin the neck out a little bit here, but you probably won't need to too much. And if I put this side by side like that, maybe you can see, there we go, that you could probably just about make a quite a small, quite a shallow, not perfect half diamond from that by just filing off the end. Okay, so it's semi-redeemable. Otherwise, this could be quite a good probe for picking tubular lock pins. So I still think you would find a use for this, even if if you just filed it this way to get rid of the little lump, or you filed it this way to make it into a shallow small half diamond. So not unusable. So overall, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think that's right, 9 sort of hooks that you get. I'll put them all together for you, and obviously the dimple rake. I don't think that's a bad collection. These are all sort of usable. Look at that. There you go. So these aren't bad at all. I think I might do a part 2 where I actually try and pick some locks with them. I mean, that's going to be the test, isn't it? The only thing I haven't covered is comfort. I'll cover feedback when I actually do some picking with these, but yeah, these aren't bad. I mean, that's a bit harsh, that angle, but I normally would rest my you can see my picking resting finger here. There's a big callus on it. I'd probably pick like that anyway, so to me, so I can get some lever off my finger. So I wouldn't ever hold it back here and that's not too bad comfort wise. And like I said, the finish isn't so bad either. I mean, I'm going to give them a go. I'm going to give them a go in my next video, part 2. But I've got to say, £3.80 so far, it's looking pretty good. And compared to the sorts of picks you get in the C2010 kit, they're comparable in hook sort of metal thickness. I mean, a bit thicker. In terms of shaft thickness, they're about the same. Yeah. So. Okay, I'll see you in the next part, and I'll try and do a little bit of picking. This is a cheap set, it's a noob set, so I'm going to choose a couple of new blocks to pick, and we'll go from there. Okay, see you in a bit.